Hey, what's up to all my Aries out there? So please make sure to get this book at Amazon.com. The link will be in the description box below as usual. If you'd like to contact me for personal reading, everything you need to know is in the description box, from the email in which you can reach me, and also the prices of the private tarot sessions and how long the sessions can go up to. So it's not expensive. So the cards that I got are the Ace of Swords, the Hangman, the Four of Wands, the Tower, right? The Nine of Cups, the Fool, the Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune, the Sun, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so this is going to be a part of the month for you Aries, where again, just like Taurus, it's about self-worth, because you start off this part of the month as the Ace of Swords and as the Hangman, meaning that you actually finally cut things loose with this person that didn't want you at all, right? And they was just playing games, and then they end up coming back to you regretting what it is that they did. But you, Aries, in your intelligence, right, in your right mind, you weren't necessarily sure, because they was before on some cry wolf type of style. So what happened is that they end up hanging themselves, right, because of their own actions. They end up hanging off of their own cliff because of it. So what happens here is the Four of Wands now is a representation about how, so you've moved on from past this person, right? And once you started establishing who you actually were, and you weren't going to let this person play with your mind, the Tower happened, meaning you had a form of a realization where you really tore down what really needed to be torn down, which is this person having you on basically as a yo-yo. So the Nine of Cups happened afterwards. And the Nine of Cups is one of the best cards to have, or to get in a reading, or to be, because the Nine of Cups represents, not only does it represent a certain level of comfortability, but it also represents a certain level of realized self-worth. Sorry about that. So what happens here is that the Fool is a representation now about the next stage of your life. You've now moved on after you finish this top row. You've now moved on to now thinking in terms of what's next for the future. And this is what this bottom row represents, because the Fool card is the strongest key in the entire tarot, which is a representation of having limitless potential, right? It also happens to be zero, and it's unique in its own form, because there is no other cards in the tarot that is numbered under the major arcana as zero. Fool is the only one of its kind. So what happens here is that that's your kind of energy that you've got moving forward, because you have limitless proportions of potential. You can do whatever it is that you want now that you're not tied to this person. You can see whomever you want. You can go wherever you want. You don't have this monkey on your back. Now, the Hierophant, which is a representation of 5, right? 5 is one of the numbers of man. So, or man upright, that is. You hear 3/5 of a man, right? 3/5 of a man, meaning 3 out of 5. And then Hierophant representing 5 itself, meaning that you Aries finally get a chance to actually stand up and make decisions for yourself on how it is that you want to move forward. Now, you realize that you have a lot more time on your hands to be able to do whatever it is that you want, and to stop and smell the roses and enjoy yourself, now that you don't have this damn blood-sucking leech essentially on your back trying to get your attention. Just the reason why it is that it's up under the Hangman. Now the Wheel of Fortune is a representation of how it is that this was fated to happen, in the sense that once you realized that you were much more than this person sucking the blood out of you, you automatically became the Wheel of Fortune, in the sense of this was destined to happen because you willed it into manifestation. Now the Sun and the Nine of Swords is a representation here of, the Sun means brighter days to come, as opposed to the Nine of Swords, which represents here that now the true journey begins. Or I ain't gonna say the true journey begins, but now you go on an investigative journey, because this is relative to the Fool card, which represents here that now, for future references, you have to be able, just like Gemini, just like Taurus, you guys have a commonality of readings this month, this part of the month. You Aries, just like those two other signs, and you can go check it out as well, that it's also about having to learn the differences between when someone is being genuine and when someone is a narcissist or a sociopath, or someone is set out to try to take something from you that they feel that they are missing within themselves that they cannot actually express. So you need to realize how to be able to understand the differences between the three, all right? And how you do that. There's actually YouTube videos by a great counselor. Her name is Lisa A. Romano. She talks about the narcissist. She talks about the sociopath, and she actually helped me in the sense of not necessarily personally, but she helped me in the sense of understanding some of the signs of what to look out for, for a narcissist. So now I have my own particular system in which I know what to look out for, and I'm never going to fall into that trap again. So go check out her videos. Go check out some of mine as well. So yeah, and let me know what you think in the comment section. You can also check out my Taurus video that I just made before this, and my Gemini video. And there's all the enraptures of the same thing. So that's pretty much it. Comment, like, subscribe. Peace.